Welcome to the Swim Swam podcast. I'm today's host, Coleman Hodges, and joining us today, take a deep breath because this is going to take a minute. She won the Commissioner's Trophy for high point scoring, as well as the Swimmer of the Meet at the 2025 SEC Championships, where she swept her individual events, winning the 200 IM, the 100 fly, and the 200 fly, setting a conference record in that 200 fly. She swam on 4 Texas relays, 2 of which won SEC titles, and without a doubt, she has the best facial expressions in the NCAA. Today, we're talking to Emma Sticklen. Emma,
wow,
what's up?
that's a great intro. I don't think I've ever had that kind of an intro. Thank you, Coleman. Hi.
This episode of the Swim Swam podcast is sponsored by Commit Swimming, SwimSwam's exclusive team management software partner. Since 2015, Commit has been providing coaches with swimming's leading workout management software. And now, Commit has team management software too. Commit wants to help you make the switch from Team Unify to a simpler, more powerful solution. Their onboarding and customer service team will walk you through every step of the way. Check them out at commitswimming.com to book your demo today. That's COMMIT swimming.com. Give that to the meet announcer at NCAAs then, because we know you've got one meet coming there. So first SECs, you guys, the Texas Longhorns period, I think, kind of took this conference by storm. But just heading into this meet, did you have goals or expectations for yourself as well as for your team?
I had a lot of goals. I think I was definitely trying to take it like one day at a time, but I told Mitch and Carol, I was like, I'm going to try to win all of my events. I know it'll be tough, but I think that's a challenging goal, but definitely doable. So I definitely had that in mind. And then, yeah, like all year, I think I've been saying this all year. Our coaches have been preparing us and talking to us and telling us what it was going to take mentally to be at a meet like SECs. And I think we were very well prepared for it. I think, had meets, big meets leading up to SECs that prepared us for that, like the Eddie Reese Showdown with that loud environment, the band, all the bells and whistles like at our home pool. So I think that we had some reps already going into something like that. And the only difference was that the loudness at SECs, it wasn't necessarily all for us this time.
I love that. But you can still pretend, I guess.
Carol actually did say, just pretend everybody's cheering for you. I was like, oh wait, totally.
I mean, especially before an A final, right? Or like a relay race, like
it was
gets loud.
Yeah, the first event, the 200 medley relay, we were expecting it, and then like when you're just in it, standing behind the box, you're like, oh my gosh, this is so awesome. So, and then yeah, you could just see like everyone like around the pool too, and the stands is just packed, and you're like about to dive in. I think that feeling, like nothing matches it.
Agreed. I've never been to a meet like SECs. I was at ACCs this year, and with the addition of Cal and Stanford, it was a really cool meet to be at. But for the conferences I've been to, it's like everything else, ACCs, SECs. I mean, it is a whole nother level of fandom, of energy and excitement and team spirit.
Yeah.
I'm curious what your coaches were telling you throughout the year to mentally prepare you for a meet like this. I was talking to Carol, maybe it was at Eddie Reese, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot you've been to SECs like 15 times or something. She coached at Georgia for so long.
She doesn't really talk about it. She's like, I don't talk about that. Like, that was in the past, but like I have been there. And we're like, oh yeah, you have.
Yeah.
What were they telling us? They were just preparing us to like be able to swim fast in the morning and get back, because that's ultimately what matters. Like in Carol said this like so many times. She would pick on Campbell Stoll. She'd be like, Campbell Stoll will go like a 4:13, 400 IM in the morning at Big 12s, and then like drop 10 seconds at night to go. Like, we can't be doing that kind of swimming whenever we get to the SEC. And then not only that, we're going to have to swim even better like 3 weeks after that. So like in the Big 12, like had its perks, we could kind of just have some fun, just get into finals and then see what could happen. But like this meet, we were going to have to make stuff happen sooner. And I think that we are much better for it. We had like 2 team goals going into SECs. And I think the most important one was to Mitch called it get battle tested, like get tested when you have to race someone and get your hand on the wall first, like get tested so that we're prepared for whatever happens when we go to NCAAs. So I think we did that really well.
Yeah. I mean, it seems I couldn't believe how this meet went for you all in the first 3 sessions. And it's not that I couldn't believe it. I was taken aback, and I'm curious how you and the team reacted when after day 2, so the first full day of racing, you were in the lead by like 300 points, right? Like,
I'm trying to remember. It's all a blur.
well, yeah, and yeah, maybe that wasn't a standout moment for you or the team, but I remember looking at results after technically day 2. It was just like they are so dominant. Like they already made their impact on this conference and meet because you were ahead by over 300 points ahead of the Florida women's, and I did not expect for you to come in and make that much of a statement that early in the meet.
Yeah. I think we were really excited to make a statement just with it being our first year in the SEC. Like, we're like, oh gosh, like everyone's watching us, like waiting to see like what we're going to do. And I think whenever the Texas women, like recently, what I've noticed, like when we have pressure and everyone's like paying attention to us, like we love that and we eat it up. We, I think, just kind of thrive on that kind of environment. And I think we've learned how to do that well. And me, myself, like personally, like in my own swimming, like learning how to deal with a spotlight is like something that's really hard to do. Like I think a lot of teams and people can either like fall under that or like rise to the occasion. And I've been saying it all year. I think that we do that very well.
Yeah. And I mean, at this point, you've been in the spotlight quite a few times now, especially in your NCAA career. How do you feel like you have learned to deal with that? Or is it just something that you have to experience to learn how to deal with?
I think it can be like a little bit of both of what you just said. Just getting reps of having a spotlight on you, I think, is super important. But something I always like to think back to was my sophomore year NCAAs. I don't know if anyone remembers, but I was first after prelims in the 200 fly, and I like went like a 151 in the morning or something. And all year that season, I was like, oh, I'm gonna do so much better in the 2 fly this year. I'm gonna crush it. Like I'm such a better swimmer. I'm stronger. Blah blah blah. I was first after prelims, and then like going into that final, I was just like, oh my gosh, like the heat was just filled with so many amazing women. It was like Reagan was on still swimming, Alex, like couple of national team like members in the 2 fly. I was just like, oh, like like just a lot of girls who had done a lot of incredible things before, and I hadn't really like had a big moment yet, I guess. So I was almost as if I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm not on the national team, like I haven't really done anything yet. So I think I just like kind of crumbled like under that, if that makes sense. Like just kind of paying attention to like everyone else in the heat, if that makes sense. And so then I came out 7th that year. So like 1st and 7th, and that's like not what I had planned at all. And then, the next year, I worked on like my mental strength and my mental health, like in swimming, and also like perfected my race strategy like a lot more. And then that's when I had my big breakthrough in 2023. So
Yeah. I mean, it's great hearing stories like this of, you weren't always
no, I
at the
wasn't.
level
I
you are
always
now.
like to make that clear. Yeah, I always like to remember that and just make that clear. Like I was not always here. I think it's important to appreciate like where you came from, and I definitely like still remember that, and like I'm grateful for
Yeah.
it.
I it's you spend I mean, and I guess this is the nature of athletics and just sports in general, but you spend a whole season. What took me about that story, you spend a whole season preparing for one moment, right?
Mhm.
And you've alluded to this many times, like you want it to be battle tested for that moment for from the SEC championships, or even going into the SEC championships. You guys were mentally preparing for this meet all year. What for the SECs, I guess, what was it like when that moment finally came? Was it
Mhm.
nerve wracking? Was it exciting? Were you able to, stay present, or was your mind kind of going all over the place, being like, "Oh, we're at the moment."
Mhm. Yeah. I honestly, for me personally, I think I was very calm. Like I knew exactly what I was there to do. Um, and Carol also said this to us in a team meeting recently. She was like, or like right after the meet, she was like, "You guys were so like calm and steady like the whole time. Like, I didn't really think anything rocked you guys that much." And I was like, "Really? Oh my gosh, that's awesome." I mean, like I kind of felt that way myself, but I also did notice it from like all my other teammates. Like, um, for example, like I raced next to Campbell Stoll like 3 times or like twice, I think. Yeah, the 200 AM and the 200 fly. And we were like in the ready room right next to each other, and we weren't talking, but we just looked at each other, and I just like gave her a wink. And we just smiled and we're like, that's like our secret, like, all right, let's go do it. Just calm, cool, we got this.
I love that. They're my one of my favorite pieces of media I've seen this year. It's literally a 1 second clip of a video that Texas Swimming put out, and it's you before you're about to lead off a 200 medley relay. I think it was from a dual meet, and it's just, you know what I'm talking about, right?
And I'm just like standing there like about to kill someone.
You're just like serious, and then you go,
That one, yeah. Oh, that was funny. Wait, there was, is there an, I think I did that at SECs. There's a video of me doing that too.
yeah.
I think like I am a lot like more serious maybe than I used to be, but then I always gotta like you gotta smile a little bit because it's fun. Like I'm not that serious.
Got to remember where you came from.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I just that it's such a good piece of video, but also I think it's so indicative to you as an athlete, or
Mhm.
what you project as an athlete,
Oh,
of
thanks.
like, you're very serious, and you're like, you're gonna race, you're ready to go, but you also seemingly keep things so light
Yeah.
and have this calmness about you, which, as you said, kind of the whole team had.
Mhm.
I have a few specific questions. So you feel like you kept your composure the whole meet. I'm wondering how the team, or if even the team, reacted to that relay DQ
Mhm.
on day 4, I think, in the
Mhm.
400 medley relay.
Yeah.
Just how do you move forward from such a big event like that? I don't think it really affected the team score, and I don't know if you were even paying attention to that, but I assume it's a pretty big blow no matter what,
Yeah.
if you have a DQ at a meet like that.
Yeah, it was kind of a big blow. I think to like our I don't want to say like our egos, but it was just like a little embarrassing. Like not I don't want to say like we were all good. Like after the relay happened, we were like, guys, like it's okay. It's a team effort. Like if a relay doesn't do well or something like that happens, we're like, nope, it's a team effort. Like it someone might have left early, but it's still a team effort. And so try to take like that pressure off that person. And then like this is so bad, but we okay, after the relay, I think we had gotten like third.
Yeah,
I don't
I
remember what the
believe.
place was,
I
but
think it was third.
we already didn't like that place. We're like, dang, okay. So we're already kind of down from that. And then we went back, in that hallway at Georgia to get our stuff, get our jackets. We did not hear them call the DQ. And then we came back out to do the awards. We looked at the board and saw DQ, and we were just standing there. We're like, all right, let's walk back to and no, we weren't. So since we were in the hallway when they called out the DQ, everyone told us that the entire place just erupted with cheers, and we were like, we think that's louder than anyone cheered for anyone winning. But it was cheers for us getting DQ'd. Anyways, we're you know what? It's okay.
Sheesh.
That hurts a little bit, but we have other fish to fry. Gotta move on.
So, okay, not as bad as it could have been, certainly.
Yeah.
In terms of just team being down, and morale. So, all right. But on a similar note, you have taken over some backstroke duties on Medley relays. How have you felt about that this season?
I love butterfly. Everyone knows it's my favorite, but I was always when I was 12, I was doing backstroke at tags. I didn't get better at fly till much later. Always have loved backstroke, and I went a 23-5 or something at invite on one of the relays, and Mitch was like, well, if we had 50 backstroke records, that would be it. And I was like, oh, no way. And I was like, okay, I'm definitely going to be on that in the future. And I think it's been really fun. I love it because I can do a million bajillion underwaters. And yeah. My 100 backstroke, though, on the 400 medley, the one that we got DQ'd on, I needed to work on that one a little bit more. But it was also hard because I think I was next to Bella, and she went a 48, and my 51 or whatever didn't look good next to that.
Oof. Yeah, that'll do it.
But congrats to her. That was crazy.
Yeah, that's never easy when you're just okay, I'm having an okay. And you over and someone's 3 seconds ahead.
Yeah, but I was you know what? I need to get a taste of it sometimes because maybe that's what people feel like next to me. So you just gotta stay humble.
So true.
You can't have it all.
Just gotta stay humble. Yeah. I'm on the flip side of that, I guess. What was it like as a team just winning that 200 medley relay, night one, event one, getting the meet started with a dub?
We absolutely love that because you remember how I said it was so loud before that first relay. And the buildup is all right before that relay happens. No one's gotten a race yet. No one's gotten to see anything. And so you have a huge opportunity there as a team to light your team on fire. That's literally Carol's exact words. You guys have an opportunity to light this team on fire, word for word. She says that. And we understood the assignment. And kind of just always have a little huddle before we go up there. And I said to the girls, all right, you guys know what we came here to do. Let's go do it. Let's go show them what we're made of. Break. And we did that, and celebrating after that relay was really, really special. And with the record too. And then that was awesome. It was first swim in the SEC's record W. I was it really doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah, and seemingly everyone really did their job on that one. I mean, you were 3-3 freshman Piper Ainge was 26-4, Abby Aarons 22-8, and Grace Cooper 21-2. It's just like all around.
we were.
That's a great relay.
It's like what I'm saying, like with the environment that you have there is like no way you're gonna swim slow. Like there's just no way. Like, and swimming in that environment just makes you go fast. It's awesome.
Yeah. So I guess just for you, were there throughout the week, if you even remember, if you might have been too zoned in, but were there standout moments for you, or was there a favorite moment, a surprising moment?
Standout moments. I really loved my 200 IM. That was a big standout moment for me. I think, especially with the time, but I don't know if anyone knows this, but I broke Madisyn Cox's 200 IM record, and I like felt like crying because I was like, oh my gosh. And that was just so special because I swam with Madisyn my freshman year, and she was still training with us, and so we had a really special bond, and we still do. And she gave me, I don't know if anyone knows this either, but she gave me this Wonder Woman suit, and I still have it, and I wear it before some races, and I just like to embody the Madisyn energy. And so like after I did that, I sent her a text, and I was like, thank you so much for like setting such high standards for me and just being such a great role model, even though like I swam with you for 1 year. You just had such great impact on me. So I think that one was like really special. And like I feel like I finally have figured out the 200 IM. So
what have you learned? What's the secret?
Is learning how to swim breaststroke, honestly. So I've kind of learned I would just used to go ham on the first 100. Everyone knows that. Like, send it, flying backstroke, hold on for the breaststroke, and then like get home on the freestyle. But I think working on my breaststroke more and getting more confidence to do that well and not like spin so much, like I can be a little more relaxed on the backstroke, which helps me like have a better back half and just better race all around. And I think like, in the IM, when there's one stroke, you're just like, oh, like I'm not that good at that. It's not my best. Like once you get to that stroke, you kind of like, it's like a big mental thing. Like you can't be thinking that like when you're swimming it. And I think that's how like I used to think about it when I would swim it before. So
it's like playing with fire, right? Like it might go well, but it might not. Yeah. Like it might be fun, but it also might burn you a little bit, right? Yeah. And you don't, is not something you want to have in a race.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think now I'm like, no, like I'm good at breaststroke. I've been in breaststroke group a couple of weeks now, like leading up to that. Like
2
I got
weeks
like,
in breaststroke group, wins SEC title.
Yeah. One thing about me, like I think I can do a lot of things. I'm talented, I know that, but I definitely like need to put work into it. Like I can't just get up there and do a 500 free. Like Olivia Bray, she can do that. But like, it took me like going in breaststroke group for a little bit to just like think about things and slow down a little bit. So I was really happy with that.
Yeah. You were talking about it and I almost started crying because I mean, if you know anything about the Texas program, and I know a smidgen, it's like Madisyn Cox was an institution, right? Yes. I mean, she was like the heartbeat of I feel like the Texas women's team for a while. And like her work ethic was, again, as like a far away observer, was just like, you talk to Madisyn for 5 minutes, it's like, that she works harder than anyone I've ever met at whatever she does.
Yeah. And she's so intense. I like have a really funny story to share. Like, I was just like, can you imagine like me as a freshman just like, wow, 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 just like
I was gonna
crazy.
ask you about this. I'm so glad because it was like, yeah, no, I can't imagine this.
Just like I was just crazy. Not crazy, I was just funny. And I still am. But like I don't know, it was like one practice. Madisyn like kind of always swam in her own lane, I think. And one time I just like plopped my bag down in her lane and it was like people were like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I don't know, like it's her, she's alone. Like every other lane has 3 people, whatever." And
It's math,
I was like
guys.
talking, I guess we were just like chatting during practice, and then after practice was over, she's like, "I've never talked that much during a practice before." And I was like, "Oh, like what do you mean? You just like don't chat on the wall and stuff?" And then like I started going in her lane a couple times after that, and then one day I like put my bag down in another lane just randomly, and she was like, "What are you doing?" It was so funny because it's like she's like, "Why aren't you getting in my lane?" Like she wanted me there, and I think that was like a really big turning point. It's just such a funny story.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? Why aren't
Yeah.
you going in my lane?
Like, because I feel like we all know people who are very intense and very routine focused, right? And if like something gets broken about their routine, they're like, "What's happening?" That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so what a moment. Also, you were, talking. You mentioned Olivia Bray, and I wanted to bring up just the fact that there are so many seasoned vets on this team, right? You
Mhm,
have yourself, Olivia Bray,
mhm.
Ava Longy, Abby
Yeah.
Aarons, who transferred in as a grad student. So like a lot of women who chose to do a fifth year, chose to do it at
Mhm,
Texas. What has
mhm,
that been like for you to see that group who you've many of which you've been with for now 5 years on the Texas
mhm.
team?
Oh, it was so fun. I think um, there's definitely like a lot of strong leadership on the team this year, and I think like the younger girls like definitely look up to us a lot. But wait, I had a thought I was gonna say. One thing that was funny about SECs was I was like, guys, we're all freshmen here. I never been here before. I don't know what it's gonna be like. I mean, I think I know, but I don't know.
Mhm.
And what was it? We were on the bus. It was on. I think we were. It was on the way to the first night before the first relay, two medley relay, and it
Okay.
was me, Piper, Abby, and Grace on the bus. So two fifth years and Piper
Mhm.
freshman. I was like, Piper, I don't know what it's gonna be like. I don't know anything. You don't know anything. Like I can't comfort you. Like,
I have no advice.
I have no advice for this. So, no, like just joking around. Of course, like I've swam in high pressure environments and things like that. But I think the way that this group of fifth years like carries themselves like is definitely like really valued on this team for sure.
Would I mean, we don't have to go through every single one unless you want to, but I'm curious if anyone has a certain style of leadership. You're like, oh, this female leads in that way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Um, Yeah, I guess so. I guess everyone's a little different.
Mhm.
Abby Aarons has only been here for a year, but like I feel like she's been here forever. Like she is just so open and so like authentic like all the time. Like we all feel like you can just talk to her about anything, and she's super goofy, and she she just like has this weird humor. She's like, "Let's go, guys!" Like it just makes everyone like crack up, like in the most serious moments. So I think she has a lightness about her that everyone loves.
Mhm.
Whereas like Bray is gonna be like, "Guys, let's go get this shit done." I'm like,
Mhm.
"Oh, okay."
Mhm.
And yeah, Olivia has just been crushing it all year. I think she had foot surgery this summer, so she took a little bit of recovery time for that. But even just watching her like get back to really race, like she was in pain for like a long time, and everyone knew that. And I just like I can't believe she's able to do like what she does. Like she is like such a selfless leader as well. Like she will swim like whatever she needs to. Like that one year, 2023, like she did the 500. Like that's just. Whereas like me, like I'll swim things, but I'm like, I don't know if I can do that, Carol, or like something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love it. Thank you for this peek behind the curtain
That was a
of the
peek behind the
Texas
curtain.
women's team. I love it. I mean, so just as a whole, I know I talked to you at some point this season, and you had kind of discussed it's your 5th year, it's your last year with Texas. You know,
Mhm.
you're. I think that kind of changes your mentality and gives you a little. Not that you're not all in before, but
Mhm.
you know,
Oh, it
uh,
does 100%. Yeah.
yeah. How do you feel like just for you personally, this season has looked different now that
Mhm.
you're kind of at the tail end of it and you have
Yeah.
a couple weeks and one more meet left?
This season, I think everyone has noticed, even from the outside, like has been completely different for me. I think I had some big goals going into trials. Obviously, like I knew I was going to be in the A finals, so I was going to give myself a shot to make the team, right? And I didn't make it, but I knew that I put my heart out there and I did everything I could. But that was like a really big moment for me. Like I talked about it like a couple times this week actually. Just it came up. Like I remember like crying after that race happened and just like being a little bit sad that I got fourth, but I was mostly just like relieved because like that big moment had come and it was over and what was done, you know? So it was like
Yeah.
a big relief for me once trials was over. And I think a lot of people feel that way in an Olympic trials year.
I think everyone
Um,
cries at that meet.
it's just like, oh my gosh, it's over. Okay.
Yeah.
Ugh, like I did it, you know? And then after that, I took a big moment to just like reset. I think we got to take off. We were done like July 13th, and then I didn't come back to school till like August 26th. So like big break. Like
Whoa. Yeah.
obviously I swam here and there, you know, I did some Pilates, lifted weights, stayed in shape, that kind of thing. But time away was really important. And I remember being really scared that I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have the worst season ever. Like, I just took off the longest I ever have. But it was like the exact opposite. I think I was able to come in this year like on a completely new page, like clean slate. And I also think that the difference this year has been like, okay, like I had the opportunity to have an extra year of college swimming, like a year that I wouldn't normally have. But I am already so happy and so grateful with everything that I've already done. Like if I had to end my college career like after trial or after last year's NCAAs, like I would be content with that. And so I think like every time like I swim, it's been kind of this is like extra. Like I'm already so happy with how far I've come. Like so like does that make sense? Like this year, I think that's kind of taking pressure off, like where I can just swim super freely. So
Absolutely. I
yeah.
think a few 5th years I've spoken to have expressed similar sentiments. Namely, one recently that comes to mind is Alex Walsh,
Mhm.
who just kind of the same thing. Like this is sort of a victory lap. I've already accomplished so many things I'm proud of in my NCAA career.
Mhm.
Um, Anything I do this year is cream. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's really cool to hear.
Mhm.
Training wise, like how do you feel like you have improved? Maybe, I mean, we talked about breaststroke. You're killing it in
Mhm.
breaststroke currently.
I'm a
Um,
restaurant here, watch out.
but yeah, it's like, are you still, do you still feel as driven as you did in other years to
Mhm.
improve, namely in those butterfly events or in the events
Yeah.
you'll be competing at NCAAs at these big meets?
Mhm. I was actually thinking about this at morning practice today. I was like, "I bet he's gonna ask me about training, so I better think about that." Um, and yeah, I have a couple of thoughts. Um, was thinking about today, one time Mitch and I were talking about I don't know if this is really a training question answer, but,
Yep.
um,
Just say it.
swimming, and training for Olympic trials this summer was really hard. Like long course fly, that's a different story. And I think that gives you a lot of perspective. Like every time I've come off long course, the next short course season is even better. And so Mitch was like, "Well, yeah, if you think about it, you are swimming for 18 seconds left or something like that, or like 207 minus my 149. Like you're swimming like 20 seconds less fly." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, like no wonder like the 200 fly short course this year has just been like so awesome." I'm like, "Wow, I have so much energy. Let's go." And so I think that mentality about it is been really important for me to have, like, oh my gosh, like I get to do more underwaters, I get to do more turns, and I'm good at those. And then also, I think our training has taken a little bit of a shift this year in terms of how we train for 200s of stroke. I think in the past, I would call it like, I would say, like, are we doing death by 50s today? Which is like, just reps and reps of like pace 50s, death by 50s.
It's such a good name.
And so like that would be probably just pacing like 28s like on top of each other, 27s or whatever it is. But we really have not done anything like that this year. Like anytime I swim fly at practice, I am sprinting. Like I am going as fast as I can go. It's like 75s all out and a lot of rest, or like 50s or whatever it is, but we're not really doing so much of that like 200 like rhythmic pace. I think every time I swim, it's been fast. And I said that, I was talking to Mitch about that the other day. I was like, we really haven't done like a lot of like pacey pace stuff. He's like, yeah, but like think about how much like more front half speed you have now, like on your 200 fly. I'm like, yeah, it's just because all I know how to do is swim butterfly fast.
That I love getting that insight, and it's super interesting to hear. And it really makes, I mean, 200s of stroke are still, I feel like in many ways, such an anomaly, because we've seen people have success in both ways, right?
Yeah.
Halving, front halving. It's like, what's the better way? Who's to say?
Yeah.
But looking at your 200 fly from SECs, where you were 1/100th away from the NCAA record, you set the SEC and SEC championship and pool record. You were 149.17, and you were 27.3, 28.7, 29.3 on your last 350s.
Mm-hmm.
Were you happy with that execution?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I was happy with the execution. That morning at SECs was actually the first time I'd ever gone a 51 out. And I did the same thing at night too. I went out in 51-1 again. And I think that,
you were 51-1
Yeah.
out. You were almost 50.
Yeah, almost. And I think something I've been like not trying in the 200 fly, but it's like sometimes I feel like where I'm like, okay, like whenever I'm actively trying to like slow myself down or like pace myself, like I think that's when I get into a little bit of trouble, because I think if you remember last year, my 200 fly at NCAAs, I like went a 150.99, which is still no joke, but whenever I saw the time, I was like, yay, I won, but like I can go faster than that. But I was out so slow in that, just not so slow, but like, no, actually it was, because I was like fourth at the 175.
Were you really?
I was just like holding back a little too much. I was like, oh, like I don't want to go out too fast, because like I have done that before and like I don't want to die. And then like I was playing catch up like on the end of it. So I think like kind of swimming it like that way I was like, I don't want to do that again,
Yeah. You were really fourth at the 175?
Yes.
At NCAAs?
I was like,
I'm going to go rewatch that race after this. That's crazy.
You should. Yeah, you should. My parents were like, you almost like killed both of us. You almost gave us all. I was like, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Never do that again, Emma. Always go out fast.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was like, oh, like 51.1's fast. Even like having like a 51.4 at the beginning, like having a little extra to get home. We'll see. We'll see how it pans out.
You were 150.01 in prelims of SECs and the
Mhm.
200 fly. Did that irk you?
It did. It did hurt me. I went up to the coach like, and they're like, I know. So funny. I just gotten a little too used to 149.
Just it's like it's prelims, it's fine, but it's
It's
like
fine. I saw you guys wrote you were like something like she would have had the chance to go like her sixth 149 of the season. I'm like, guys.
just rubbing salt in the wound. It's what we do here at
That's
Swim
what you guys
Swam.
did.
I'm sorry to
No,
bring
I'm
it
just
up
kidding.
again, but I was curious. It's like, was she so locked in that she was like, oh, it's fine, like it's
Mhm.
prelims, I'm doing the job, or was she like,
I think
could have gone 2 100s faster?
yeah, I think I told the Mitch and Carol like this before the 100 and 200 fly. I was like, if I can have like a morning like 49 in the 100 fly, like 49 high, or like same in the 200 fly, like in the morning, but it's not as like oh like a not a chill. Nothing about a 149 is chill. I know, but like a more relaxed 149 that would be nice. But got pretty darn close, so I was
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm assuming you were very happy with that morning execution.
Yes, yeah. I think I kind of like went like a 30 on the last 50. I was like, okay, we'll just save a little bit late for later.
Nice. Yeah, you were 30.1 on that
Oh,
on the last morning
was
50.
I
So
okay?
seen. So that's SECs. That's a wrap on that
Mhm.
meet. How are you feeling now? You're about a week out. Psych sheets just came out for NCAAs. Yes, sorry, I do this all the time. I get so ahead of myself. One question at a time. How are you feeling being a couple weeks out from SECs?
I'm great. I am loving this extra week that we're getting. Um,
Yeah.
it's awesome. I usually, when we would come back from Big 12s, we would just get like hit so hard because we'd like have to get back into like some training just to come right back down. But the week after SECs, we just kind of like we got to do some longer, higher volume practices, like lower intensity, just like swimming straight, which I was like, oh, this is really nice. And I was like, Carol, I thought you were like gonna kill us this week. And she's like, no, like we have more time. I was like, oh, okay. I'm liking this. And so I think it's been really great. I think I've had already like a lot of time to just reset from SECs. And another thing, I think we thought that SECs was gonna like drain us, like not drain us, but like it's a long meet and it's tiring. But honestly, like when I came back, like took a little like day to just recover and I was like, I'm good. I think if anything, it like energized us a lot. Um, and if that makes sense, like it was tiring. Um, but like I think it made us excited for what's to come. And that's how I feel like right now. Like in Austin, like I said, like the sun's out. I'm just kind of like enjoying life here. And I think the important thing is to like stay normal. Carol always says, like, in these little few weeks, like, don't get weird. Don't get weird. That's just don't get weird. And that just means like don't do anything like you haven't done. Like don't try to like spice up your life in some sort of way. Like go to bed at the same time, like eat what you normally eat,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. Just like keep it normal. So I think that's what I've been doing.
Yeah. Austin, Texas,
Keep it
keep it normal
normal.
is what they say. That's what they say
Yeah.
there. I'm pretty
Don't
sure.
get weird.
Don't get weird in Austin, Texas. No, Austin is a super easy place to be
Yeah.
energized. because it is sunny and warm
Yeah.
so much. I was going to ask you about that. I know I just said we're wrapped on SECs, but it being a 4.5-day meet, do you feel like there was ever a point where you're like, oh, this is kind of long, or like, you had a morning off on the last day? Like how do you feel like you handled that length of championship
Yeah,
college meet?
I think I did a nice job. I was also fortunate because my events just went the same way they would at NCAA. So I swam every single day in a row and then like had a fresh 100 free at night, which I am not. Hold on, I'll talk about that in a second. Like I got to swim like fresh for the 400 free relay, which has never happened. And I was like, this is so awesome. And I like died so hard in the 100 free, so I'm gonna have a little bit to work on. Mitch and I just got so excited. Like that's the thing about SECs. Like you can get so excited for something or like just any big meet and like overswim a little bit, and that's what I did. But I'm definitely gonna have a cleaner one in the next few weeks. But I think it was great. Like, yeah, like that's the other thing. I guess the coaches had been talking to us about all year. I was like, this meet is longer than one that you've done before, but also like coming off of trials, felt like I was there for like a month.
Dude, that that meet's
Yeah,
insane to me. It's so long. It's like every session is like so intense. Like everyone's
everyone's
crying,
crying.
and for 9
Yeah,
days. I don't yeah. So comparatively, SEC
yeah,
is
I
not so
think
bad.
yeah, I did a lot of like comparing to other things. I can compare everything to Olympic trials and like that experience that I had there. So that's been helpful.
I
Yeah.
bet it has been. That's nice. So yeah, as I as I started to mention earlier, psych sheets are out for women's NCAAs. Like it's getting real. We know what events everyone's at least signed up to swim.
Mhm.
How are you feeling now that you're couple weeks out, I guess, at this point, and you're
Mhm.
keeping it normal? You're
I'm
not
keeping
getting
it
weird.
normal. I'm not getting weird. Yeah, it's really exciting. I think it definitely gets a little more real now that everything's out. And I'm sure you're alluding to Alex being in the two fly, which I'm so excited about. It'll be really exciting to have her back in the two fly, and she's the NCAA record holder, so I'm excited to race her.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's going to be, man, so many good
Yeah.
races at this meet. It's an
Mhm.
historically fast meet. Um, what do you, what are you looking forward to most, just as your last
Oh
NCAAs?
gosh. What am I looking forward to most? Um, well, just I don't know. All of it, I guess. I first of all, I guess I love racing so much. I love like the feeling that you get, like the rush, the adrenaline, the high and all of that. And um I I'm like a performer. Like I love to perform. Um when everyone's cheering and Mitch has always said to me, he's like Sticky does the best when the lights are turned up bright, and I'm like, you're so right. Like I do swim the best whenever there's a lot of pressure and the lights are bright and everything. So I'm just excited to have that kind of environment, and you do get those often, but like you also like don't get that very often. So like again, like having like the showdown Eddie Reese meet at Texas, like I soaked that up so much. That was a lot of fun. SECs, another one, and then NCAAs, we got another one coming. So just excited to be able to like have those opportunities, I guess. Mhm.
Absolutely. I mean, we talk a lot about on Swim Swam about how college swimming has, I think, built itself a little more as an exciting
Yeah,
sport year round. We see a lot more fast swimming throughout
yeah,
the whole season now, which I think is great. And again, you kind of said it. we have a lot more of those opportunities where the lights are bright, and we've kind of manufactured
yes.
opportunities where it's like, hey, we need to swim fast now too.
Yeah.
But yeah, there aren't those opportunities. There's only one conference championships, right? There's only one NCAA championships. So it's also exciting when we get down to these moments and it's like, oh man, it's here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is the one that counts.
Yeah. And yeah. No, we're keeping it normal. It's fine. Everything's good.
Okay. I ask this question a lot, and if you don't have an answer, it's fine. But I'm a man of the people. I try to give our fans what they want. Standout set and workout for you. Is there a set that you've done really well on in the past week, in the past month, this season? Is there a practice you'll remember for the rest of your life from this year?
Oh, wait. This is like a lot of pressure, but the one that just came to mind, I did this. Oh my gosh, I think I did it like the Saturday before the showdown. And I was like, I can't believe they just gave me. It was a Saturday practice, and we suit up on Saturdays. And
Suit up Saturdays.
We used to do fast Fridays, so we would suit up on Friday, but now we do it on Saturdays. And I did 3 150s fly from the blocks, and I think they were on like 10 minutes it wasn't faster than 10 minutes. So like got to swim down a little bit in between. And then after that, I did 3 100s fly from the blocks on like 6 minutes or something. I just like hauled on that day, and I was just going to the well. I can't even remember my times, but like I know that my best I was trying to go close to like 120s and the 150s, like maybe I was like 123, 122 around there. It's my best 150 splits, like 119, 120. And so I was just like, that's the other part of like sprinting fly now. Like I was not pacing those in any way. I was just like spinning those. And I was so tired by the time we got to the 3 100s fly. But I was able to get some 52s or 51s in there. I'll have to ask the coaches when I was going. I don't really remember, but I just remember doing that the week of the showdown. I was like, I'm going to be so tired, but it's fine.
Yeah. And as we know, you still showed up and showed down at that meet. So it was all good. Oh, wow. Emma, this has been awesome. Thank you so much again for joining us and for giving us your insight and wisdom into the Texas Longhorns program, as well as your own athleticism and athletic journey.
You're welcome. It was so much fun. You ask really great questions, I will say.
Thank you so much. And good luck in a couple weeks. We'll see you in Federal Way.
Yes, I will see you there. Thank you so much.
You've been listening to the Swim Swam podcast. Stay tuned for new episodes every week. You can take Swim Swam podcast on the go by subscribing on your favorite podcast platform. Look for links in the description below, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos as well.